Chris back with another episode. In this episode we're going to be hand rolling pasta. If you don't know how to make a pasta ball, we have a previous video. It'll show you how to make a simple pasta dough. So let's go ahead and get started. Shall we? We have our pasta ball that we made in a previous episode. We've got some dusting flour here, just regular all-purpose flour again. Very simple, very easy. You can pick that up at any supermarket. We've got a rolling pin, just a regular rolling pin here, and a knife to cut our pasta into the shape that we're going to choose. I think today we're going to cut it into tagliatelle style. So let's get started. We'll go ahead and unroll this pasta dough. This pasta has been resting for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour here. It's gotten a little bit sticky on me, so I'm going to have to put a little bit of the flour here. Go ahead and I'll dust my work surface here. And throw a little flour on here. Get it rubbed in nice so it's not sticky there on the edge. Okay, I'm going to form this into a bit of a log so it's easier to work with. Now you can run it through a pasta machine if you have a pasta roller, hand crank pasta roller, if you have the attachment for the KitchenAid. That's great. This pasta will work fine for it. But this is how I prefer to do it. I prefer to hand roll the pasta because I can get it the exact thickness I want. I get the feeling of the dough, and it's just satisfying that way. So I'm going to cut it into smaller, more manageable chunks that I'm going to roll. So I'll take these and set them aside, and then I will take the small piece of dough here that I've cut, get it dusted on all sides. I'm going to press it out just to get the flattening started. Flip it over, get a little flour on it so it doesn't stick to our work surface. Try to avoid over flouring it. We'll wipe some of that off. Okay, we'll take our rolling pin and take a little bit of that flour and rub it in there so our dough doesn't stick to our rolling pin. Alright, just go ahead and roll that right up. As you can see, it doesn't really stretch back too much because it's been well rested. We'll wipe that flour down so we're not too crusted on the sides. We'll roll it to about the length that we want, or the width we want it, there. And then we'll turn it over, and we'll turn it to the sides here so we can get the width. And we'll roll it. I don't know if you can see that, but here it folded over just a little. That's fine. If that happens when you're rolling your pasta out, don't worry about it. Just roll it down so it kind of pinches in, and it should be fine. Okay, so let's talk about thickness. One, it's going to kind of be an odd shape, which is fine. We're not professionals here. Just make good fresh pasta. It's cheaper this way, you know, easy and fun to make. So the kind of thickness that we're going for, it's going to be just before it gets transparent. So just before you can start to see through it, that's going to be just about the right thickness on your pasta dough. So we were almost there. Okay, I like to feel the dough. You can feel the kind of consistency across the dough where it's a little bit too thick. Like there, it's a little bit thicker than it is over here and over here. So I'll give that a little extra roll. And kind of roll it a little bit more around the edges. Alright, we'll pick it up and see how she looks. It's just about right. I can just sort of see my finger color through it. The color of my fingers through the dough. Okay, and then from here, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to lightly roll it. So I'm going to fold it over just a little bit and I'll lightly roll it up. And I'll set that one to the side and move on to the next one. Again, rubbing that flour across it, not too much. You want it to be sticky. Roll that out. So let's go back to the cost of the flour, or to the cost of the pasta here. The pasta doesn't cost near as much as it would cost to just go to the store and buy it, right? And it's a lot more fun to kind of have the homemade product, and you can see where your food came from. Now this one, I think we're paying right now, because of the time of season, we're paying about 50 cents a dozen for eggs. This particular pasta dough took 3 eggs, and it took 2 cups of flour and a tablespoon of salt. And the recipe for that was in the description for the video making the pasta dough ball. So I figure with the cost of everything, you know, obviously not including labor, time is money, but I think it's under 10 cents. It'd be under 10 cents to make this pasta, and this is approximately 1 pound of pasta. So it's a lot more cost effective for your family, and it's really fun to just kind of make the pasta. It doesn't take a lot of time, a lot of effort. You can have your kids help you do it. My son loves helping me make the pasta. Okay, that's just about right. The beauty of this pasta as well is that it's versatile. So it's really simple, really easy to make, and you can make all sorts of shapes and styles of pasta. You can make homemade raviolis with it. If you choose to fill it that way, then you would just sheet it out. You wouldn't roll it up, you just sheet it out, put your filling, place it over the top, seal the edges, cut it, boom, drop it in the water. You've got ravioli. I believe that we're going to be using this pasta to make my fiance's favorite pork piccata today, not chicken piccata. So we're going to cut it into tagliatelle, or roughly tagliatelle, and show you guys in another video possibly how to make that. It's also important in between your resting stage and this stage where you're rolling your pasta out, go ahead and get your water boiling. Get that ready to put this pasta right in the water. Just kind of makes it be a little quicker that way. Again, we just got rough shapes, you know, we're just cooking for the house. Fold, we can stretch back out. It's about the right thickness. Push those to the side. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this pasta. Alright, so I like to just kind of get rid of the scraps on the edge so that the noodles are a consistent shape across. And then we can go thinner. I'm not sure what the actual name is for it, but it'd be more like a spaghetti noodle style. If we kind of go there, come out here, we're more fettuccine style. Tagliatelle is a little bit wider, so we're going to go just a little bit wider like that. Be careful to keep your fingertips away from the edge of the blade when we want to cut our fingers off. That wouldn't make dinner fun. We'll do that all the way across. Throw that scrap. And then, like I said, we loosely folded it, loosely rolled it up so that it would be easy to unroll it whenever we got done. And then we unroll it and we have our noodles, just like that. And I'll show you one more cut just to kind of drive the point home. Again, so we had the flat piece of dough, we rolled it up gently. Okay, I like to cut off the end there just for the irregular shaped noodle. And we'll go down. They don't have to be perfect. Some are a little wider, some are a little thinner. That's okay too. Alright, and again, we just unroll them and just pile them up. No big deal. Yeah, I like to put a little dusting of flour over the top of them, kind of keeps them from sticking together. And so I'll go ahead and finish this up and then we'll get them in the water. I'll show you how that's done and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got all the pasta that we need cut up. And we got our water boiling over there. Salty like the ocean. Make sure you salt your water. That is very, very important. Alright, so I've got all the noodles here. I'll just go straight in on them. Bam. Pasta spoon. Alright, I'll give that a stir to make sure that nobody's sticking together in the pot here. Now we're going to be in the water for about 90 seconds here. That's all it takes to cook fresh pasta. Doesn't take long at all. It'll be perfectly al dente. Okay, our pasta's been in the water for 90 seconds there. Good and cooked. Bring it over here. I rinse it with cold water because I'm going to be using it in a recipe later. So I want to stop the cooking right away. Get it rinsed off good and through so it's all nice and cold. And that's that. That's how we make pasta. Alright, we'll see you in the next video.